Okay, so we are there in project and product life cycle, right? So, project life cycle is all about collection of project phases, right? So, what work will be performed in each phase? What deliverables will be produced, and when? Who is involved in each phase, and how management will control and approve work produced in each phase, right? So, this is all about project life cycle. Now, the thing which is important is deliverable. What is deliverable? Is a deliverable is a product or service produced or provided as a part of project. See, a deliverable is kind of, you can say, a technical report, or you can say a training session, or you can say a piece of hardware. Then you can say even a piece of software or segment, or executable segment of any code, right? Or a part of your project is considered to be or treated to be as a deliverable, right? So, uh, that is important. You need to have a deliverable which is given to your customer in project life cycle, right? At each and every phase, if whatever you decided in your plan, you need to give that to your customer, right? At that phase. So, what is important in this project life cycle is, uh, there are multiple stages, you can say. In early phase, you can say what all are required, what is there in middle phase, and what is there in final phase, right? So resource requirement is minimal in case of early phase, right? And you can have, uh, you can give multiple changes at that early stage that can be acceptable, right, while developing. So, which is important. So, uncertainty level at the early stage is high, right, in case of project life cycle. And then you can give multiple changes, right, in case of uh, early phase, right? Or you can say during early phase of every project, and there is changes cost very little, right? If you have a changes at the, what we say, further stages like middle, final, then you have, a cost factor is more affected on your project, right? That is more expensive in case of changes, right? So that is important. In middle phase, certainty level is improves, and you require more resources. And in final phase, you need to check with your requirement, what all requirement that is given by your customer with your project, right? So you need to ensure that your project requirement were made with customer, right? And then you need to have a approval from sponsorer, that is completion approval from sponsorer of your project. Then and then only you can say that your project is complete. So those are some criteria required in those phases of project. Then what all, see, product, we'll check detail about product life cycle after project life cycle. But there is so many things included before this product life cycle, the stages of project phases, right? So, to develop a project, you can follow so many life cycles that are predictive life cycle, iterative, incremental, adaptive, and hybrid, which are there on your screen. Generally, you've gone through two life cycles in your software engineering, that is predictive life cycle and adaptive life cycle, right? In predictive life cycle, what is there is, uh, rather predictions, on basis of predictions you need to have a, okay, so this is what a predictive life cycle models are. You need to predict about your things, right? So, uh, before that, no, we need to check. See, again, this predictive and adaptive is there in product life cycle. But before that, we need to check project life cycle. Just verify a diagram. Okay, diagram is not here about project phases. Okay, still, there are four phases in project life cycle. We are still on project life cycle. Okay, so there are four stages of project life cycle, and those stages or the phases are concept phase, development phase, implementation phase, and closeout phase, right? So those all are phases included in project life cycle. Those are roughly divided into two parts, that is called project feasibility and project acquisition. In project feasibility, first two phases, that is concept and development, are there, and in project acquisition, implementation and closeout is there, right? So it is majorly or traditionally divided into two parts, that is concept and development are there in project feasibility, that is totally on planning, and project acquisition there is implementation and closeout, which is all given you actual work to your customer, right? So that is there in project acquisition. So what is there in concept phase is you need to have a business case, you need to develop a business case for your customer, and then you need to start, right? So this is all about rough estimation of cost, you can say, and your project. So whatever work you are going to complete in your project, so all rough estimation is made in conceptual phase, even though work breakdowns are there, but those are made roughly in case of concept phase in project life cycle, right? So whatever we are going to deliver to our customer is also there in work breakdown structure in case of concept phase, right? So that report is need to given to customer, right, at the end, or you can say have a presentation of all the things what you made about your conceptualization need to given to, or that presentation need to given to your customer, right? Also, what is there in development phase? Development phase is whatever you conceptualize, whatever your business idea you, whatever is your business case you ready in your concept phase, need to check in development phase whether that idea is good or not, you need to check. And then all proper planning, right, all accurate cost estimation, all accurate work breakdown structure, then whatever technology required, whatever infrastructure required for your project is there in development phase of project life cycle. Then third is actual implementation, which is again a accurate phase wherein you are actually creating your teams, you are actually creating your estimates, what is you are going to deliver to your customer, you are having detailed idea about that. Then you are providing your reports, whatever you are doing for your project to your stakeholders, which are there in implementation phase, right? So that is important. So this is a major step in case of project life cycle. So you need to have a bulk effort and money in case of implementation. And in last phase, which is closeout phase of project life cycle, is what you need to share your experiences, right? You need to give your project completely to your customer, and customer should accept that entire project. Then and then only you can say that this is your closeout phase, and then you need to share your experiences with experiences about your project in some report, and that report is called lesson learned report. Also, you need to have a survey with your customers. Again, you need to give a future work related to your project in that report also, right? You need to share your ideas about future in that project, right? So this is also important. So just like this, there are four phases in project life cycle. Product has also their own life cycle that we uh, gone through, right, earlier. with a definition, right? So what is actually project is? So definition of project is temporary endeavor undertake to create a unique product, service, or result, right? So in that case, if project is all about product, if project is having a life cycle, then also product is having its own life cycle. So how to create a product should also have their own processes or own stages over that, right? So we also check product life cycle. So take an example of your industry, and the famous example for product life cycle is SDLC. What that SDLC means? SDLC stands for Software Development Life Cycle or System Development Life Cycle. So, for creating a software, you have a process, you have a stages that all included in SDLC. So, this is a example you can say for a product. So, what all are there in this system development or software development life cycles are, you can say, earlier I said that there are number of models present in this. Just check on your screen. Product also has have life cycles. Then famous example is SDLC, software development life cycle or systems development life cycle. So system development can follow so many life cycles, that is predictive, iterative, incremental, adaptive, hybrid, right? So uh, I think you've gone through two of those is predictive life cycle and adaptive life cycle and software engineering. So we're just going to revise those things, right? So in software development, you have so many models available in this predictive life cycle, which is those models are waterfall model, then spiral model, then prototyping, and then rapid application development. So what all are there in waterfall? So in simply in predictive, you have a proper scope, right? Whatever is required for project, you are going to calculate or predict accurately and prepare a schedule for that and predictive life cycle. So those models are based on that predictive life cycle modeling also as well, right? So waterfall model as when to use this waterfall model. If you have a exact, what we say, requirement of your project with you, then only you are using this waterfall model. So this is a well defined model and linear model. So in that case, risk are minimal, you can say, or tightly controlled. In that case, you are going to use this waterfall model. Even changes in requirement are restricted in latter stages, or you can say you cannot have a number of changes in latter stages, right? So that should be restricted in that case. Or in other way around, you can say that when you have a clear cut idea about all requirement, then you are going to use this waterfall model. And then spiral model. In spiral model, rather when to use this spiral model is, uh, see, this is no kind of it has an iterative approach, right? You are creating something, and then you are adding things into your previous deliverables, right? So this is what a spiral life cycle is. You are always trying to refine your refine your project, right? So this is a good thing when you don't have a proper idea. Even though a product, most of the product are using this kind of spiral life cycle model, whereas a famous example is Windows operating system. Yeah, uh, giving their operating system on this model, right? They are trying to revise and their operating system, and added functionality is given in next version, right? So that is there in spiral model, or you can say incremental model or incremental build model, right? Then next is prototyping. Prototyping is when to use is you don't have a clear cut requirement, or user is not having good idea about his requirement, so you need to involve your customer or user into this system. So in that case, prototyping life cycle model is used, and then you can clarify your requirements from user only. And then last one is rapid application development model. In that case, for quick development, this software is used. This model is used, right? Even though quality is also maintained in this case, right? Rapid application development. So this is all about predictive life cycle model. Then adaptive life cycle model, in that case, uh, those all are live. In that case, you have a more freedom than predictive life cycle, right? Changes are always welcome in this case of adaptive software development model. So agile, I think you must have heard about agile software development model. This is a adaptive software development model. In this case, they work in iterative manner, and changes are taken and added in your software, right? So Scrum is also a thing which is there in adaptive software development model, right? So this is about predictive life cycle model and adaptive life cycle model. Now, last part from this context of project management and information technology, rather project management and information technology context, is the context of information technology project. So as we know, there are several models which are used in this project management, and each and every project has its unique qualities over there. In case of IT industry, those projects are rather those projects they feel are difficult, right? Why? Because there are certain criteria which are there. So first thing is the nature of IT project. Why those are more difficult as the nature of IT project. Unlike other project, right, which are there in industry, IT project has very much diverse culture, right? There so many things involved, just like hardware is involved, software is involved, so many people are involved, right? Again, it depends on size of project, right? There are so many networking equipment, wired equipment, wireless equipments are required. There are so many softwares are involved. There are so many standalone machines are required for a project. So even with all those, you require a business knowledge in you, right? So this is all about nature of, rather that is so many diversified nature of IT projects. So you need to have a best practices by having this IT project. Otherwise, you cannot complete that project successfully, right? So you need to follow best practices from industry, right? Because they have diversified nature. Again, just like diversified nature, there are so many team members required in your team, right? So there are so many characteristics available for a project team, right? Just like no software, uh, what we say, skills required for software, skills required for hardware are different, right? Just like even though we call programmer is a job role, in that case also programming languages are so many. So that job role is also differentiated with their languages. Just like Java programmers are different, C sharp programmers are different. Then core C++ programmers are different. There are so many people are involved in that, just like they having a business knowledge. So business analysts are there. Some are writing technical scripts or technical reports for you. Some are security specialists. Some are hardware engineers. Some are software engineers. Even there are system architect or designers are there, right? So there are so many characteristics of IT project team members are required because there are diversified culture. And even though all those expertise you need to retain with you, right? Or because there are so many, because in IT the field is open, switching is possibly, or rate of switching is possibly higher than other industries. So you need to have, you need to retain those employees with you, right? So that is also important, which is in also context of project, right? And last point is diversified technologies, wherein we are using, as we already gone through nature of IT project, we have hardware, we have software. Just like hardware, we have hardware specialists, we have database analysts, we have security specialists. So we have different technologies for a project, right? So we need to manage. Even they don't understand the, if security personnel can't understand database things, right? So even database वाले security का नहीं समझ सकते. In that case, we have different technologies and changing environment. Even though those technologies are changing rapidly within a 6 month or 2 3 months time span, so that is also important. So this is diversified culture of technology, right? So this is all about context of information technology project, right? They are different nature of IT project. There are so many people which are there in project with different skill sets, and there are so many technologies in a project that you need to take care of. So this is all about project management and information technology context. So this is all from my side. If you have a question, just ask me. I'm just waiting for 2 3 more minutes. Just unmute yourself and ask the query. Vitali Pawar, Vitali Pawar, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.